Hello! Hello. Welcome everybody to the TTRPG game show Rule of Cool. Whoa! Yo, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast!
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. I am Mr. V. I will be your host for today. And joining me today, why don't we go around? Why don't we introduce ourselves? Maybe do a little bit of promo. If you want to shout something out, go for it. We'll start with Amelia.
Hi, my name's Amelia Som. You can use, I don't know, any pronouns, whatever feels right in the moment. You should, right now I'm on Offbeat's YouTube stream, which I'm sure they'll talk about, and Unprepared Casters, and also call your representatives about Palestine.
Do it.
Alright, Offbeat. Let's go.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok under those exact same names. That's right. We got brand acquisition, brand totality. I got the monopoly on that name. Find me on YouTube. You'll find a video that's talking about how to run at level 20 in D&D. So if you find that interesting, and are like, how do you do it? I reveal the secrets, the ones that Wizards of the Coast don't tell you because they don't know them themselves. But that's okay, because if you want to see it running in action, please check out my Friday stream, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play D&D with Amelia right here, Danny Phantom EXE, Brooklyn Tuesday, and Patrick Keefe, that great gentleman. It's a good time. Lexi.
Good time.
Lexi!
Offbeat!
Do it!
God damn it.
It is too early in this to be at this level of silly. We can't hear you through. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yes,
just
we can.
propping. It's just
It's
propping.
just barely cropping.
Just barely.
It's
Hello.
It's
I'm
sad.
Smallbird Lex. You can find me at Smallbird Lex and Smallbird Art. I do art. I do TTRPG stuff. I stream sometimes. Check me out. On Wednesdays, I play a sus wizard. And on Phoenix Owaki. And on Saturdays, I play a not sus barbarian, Nerium. She's the one I talk about the most because I love her so much. Plus 21 athletics. Like, come on. She's amazing. Surf Effers, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please go check her out. I love her. I'd kill for her. She doesn't need it, but I'd kill for her.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Alright.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
she, they pronouns, pretty much everything but a man.
Yeah, because, we know how we feel about men in this chat.
I know where you live, Mr. V.
So aggressive today.
I've had a bad day.
Taking one town, sing a sad song just to turn it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't Michael Bublé me.
Michael Bublé!
That was not Michael Bublé.
That
You're
was.
Canadian, you should know that!
Who was it? Who was it?
Isn't it
Oh
Chris
my-
Knox?
Had a bad day.
Isn't it Chris
Daniel
Knox?
Daniel Powder.
Daughtry?
No, not the...
Da Vinci?
Da Vinci?
Wow.
Okay. Alright, so
We're doing
I
great,
was going to get
guys.
through just some quick housekeeping rules. So, this is an improv game show. These guys are our contestants for today. As you may have noticed, we do not have any donation rewards for this segment. However, we have got a little game that we will be playing at the end of the segment called Scenes from the Chat. Alright? So that's where you guys, the chat, get to pop in your suggestions for little scenes and skits that, you might want these guys to play out. And that is going to be open from the start of this segment all the way down to that Scenes from a Chat. So, if you would like to put in suggestions, make sure to put in the word suggestion at the start of your message in chat, and then put it through your suggestions. Obviously, if we get to we can't promise we'll get to all of them, depending on time, but, feel free, go wacky, go wild. But, obviously, keep it stream appropriate, or else you're just not going to be seen. And then we have to ignore you, and that's no fun. Yeah. Okay. So, what we do have is we do have a couple of games that we will go through. And to decide what game we're going to start off, we have cheese dice.
Cheese cube. Cheese
So-
cube.
Is it edible?
All dice are edible if you're not a coward.
Edible doesn't mean made of food. It just
Look.
means if you can eat and digest it, by the way.
Everything
lot of
is
things are
edible
edible.
once. Everything is edible once. Okay. We have 6 games we're going to play. I'm going to roll a dice, and we're going to see what will start us off. And once the game is decided, I will explain the rules of those games, and I will then give it over to these amazing guys. So, to start us off today, we have got a favorite in our practice rounds. We've got tech issues.
Ooh.
Okay, so to explain tech issues, these 3 guys are going to be acting out a scene as if they're on a video call. I'm going to choose one player who is the tech issue. At any point, that tech issue can say to another player, "Your camera's frozen." At that point, the person who is currently speaking must then change what they're going to say to something completely different, potentially changing the scene entirely. We could go from being at an airport to somehow having a body in the backyard. Who knows?
Listen.
Look. But for this game, Offbeat, you are the tech issue.
Oh,
Meow.
no. Yeah, it's a normal
Uh,
Friday for you, right?
And just to clarify, I also participate in the scene, or am
Yes.
I merely an observer?
You participate in this scene as well. You were just the one
Okay.
who was having tech issues.
Okay,
Okay.
got you.
So, I'm going to give you guys a prompt, and I will let you guys have it. Okay. So, the prompt is, you guys are on a video call from the International Space Station. Whoever wants to be in the space station, you can decide, up to you. If 2 of you want to be, if all 3 of you want to be, I don't mind. So, I will give you guys just a couple of seconds to think about, and then, once you're ready, feel free to start the scene.
Listen, as long as they don't send me up into the great nothing, I'm fine chilling down here, bro.
Honestly, same. This has been a rough few weeks down here in Houston. Eyes in the sky. How is it feeling up there, Amelia? Are things working out for you?
It's dark. Is
Your
it
camera
always going
froze?
to be like this?
Your camera froze.
It's really bright outside. Like, strangely bright.
You are near
This-
the sun.
Are
Yeah,
you looking at the sun?
Is that what that is?
Did this one pass the exam?
I
The
think
big one? It kind of hurt. Should I not be looking at it?
Definitely blink a little.
Yeah.
I would suggest turning
I'm
away. Not just blink. Turning away.
Oh,
What do you see? What do you see looking the other direction?
the inside of the spaceship.
Your camera froze?
I think that no, it's still the sun. Are there 2? Did we get a second
not a
one?
360. Not a 360, a 180.
180. Okay, wait. Okay. Oh, I thought I was up here alone.
Explain
with you?
yourself.
Yeah, no, there's like a guy.
Oh god, did Jimmy go up there? We told him he wasn't on this mission.
Jimmy's not supposed to be on this mission.
Yeah, they're just kind of standing. They're also staring at the sun now, and I'm just kind of. They're not blinking. Should I tell them to blink?
Could you? That sounds really lovely, Amelia. Could you actually get us their name tag real quick? Do they have any
Yeah.
identification on them? What do they look like?
It just kind of like a gray blob in the vague shape of a human.
Your camera froze?
They look like a really sexy robot.
Charles.
That's definitely Charles. That man's got the cadence of a Roomba.
Yeah, it definitely says Charles on there, but it's spelled with the Z.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Charles.
cool.
Is that
It's-
okay? Is that allowed?
That's evil, Charles. You have to leave
That-
right now. This is
okay.
not escape mission.
Please go to the. Please actually immediately. Okay, so you, Amelia, I need you to follow along very closely with what I'm saying. Okay, I need
Okay,
you
I'm following you.
to don't blink. Do not blink now. You have to stare at Charles. Back
I'm
away
staring at
slowly.
Charles. I am
Back away
backing away
slowly.
slowly.
Okay,
Faster.
make.
Faster.
You're not going. Oh yeah,
I'm
there you
backing
go.
away fast, and I'm okay.
Have you found the escape pod? Have you found it? Feel around. What do you feel?
I feel a lever.
Your camera froze.
I feel it's kind of the texture of mashed potatoes.
You're close. It should feel like bacon.
Bacon. Okay, wait. I think it's bacon, but it's not really as crispy as I like it. Should I put it in for longer?
No,
Yeah,
actually, you pull it out right now.
Pull it
Okay.
out now, and feel around for a knife and some bread. And then put the bacon on the bread.
Okay, Charles is kind of gesturing toward the sandwich situation. Should I give it to Charles?
Good.
Not yet. You
Not
need to
yet?
make sure you have to add some lettuce first.
Okay, there's romaine and iceberg, and then that one that's like red at the edges but green at the other parts.
That one.
Yeah, he loves that. Put it
Likes
on
the
there.
fancy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mayo? Is there mayo? Did we pack mayo?
We didn't
Or was it
pack
like
mayo.
No, but there's Miracle Whip.
I'll have to-
It'll work. It'll work.
pull out the Miracle Whip and then just
Yeah.
like whiff it in his direction. See how he reacts. What's he doing?
I think. Oh no, I think Charles is eating it. It's kind of getting sucked into like a aperture in his throat.
Your camera froze?
I think Charles is eating it. It's kind of just like smearing all over the mouth area.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So
Okay, that's Happy Charles. Okay, slather it on as thick as you can on the sandwich bread. I'm talking multiple layers.
I got it.
Okay.
I think I got it. This is
All right.
distract him with the sandwich. Give him the sandwich to distract him so you can escape, because otherwise he will
gotta,
suck
like,
your soul out
press
of your
it.
face.
Oh, I didn't realize those were the stakes. I'm just gonna throw it that. Yeah, he's running after it.
Make sure you say fetch, boy.
Fetch,
No.
boy.
Why would you say that? Now he's gonna come back.
Oh shit! Oh, no!
Tell him to sit.
Sit.
Down.
Charles. Down. Easy, Charles. Easy. Drop. No. Drop it. Drop it.
Is he listening?
Is he listening?
Hold on. Okay, there you go. Good boy.
Your camera froze?
Oh my god.
What's going on? We need eyes.
What's going on? We need eyes on the
That's a great
situation.
question. What is going on here? I don't have words to describe it.
Oh, God. He must be engulfing
think-
the sandwich with his whole body.
Yeah.
Turn your face cam toward him so I can get some visuals on him personally.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I
I
didn't
didn't-
realize that could be done in a robot.
I didn't know we put him out there.
This is worse than we thought. You need to escape immediately. He's coming after you next. Quickly,
Yeah.
you need to go to the escape
Okay.
pod.
What,
The
how do I
escape
escape?
pod.
How do I get out of here? I'm
Okay,
by
so-
the escape pod, I think.
You're right. Yeah, so there should be a dial that says sicko mode on the far end. You need to turn it all the way past that.
Okay,
Your
it's
camera
past...
froze.
Oh,
Offbeat.
Oh, you need there should be a dial. It should go from a scale of I'm not allowed to say these words to oh god, I'm really not allowed to say these words on the stream.
Okay, if I get all the way to peace and contentment with my status in the world, have I gone too far?
yeah.
You want to stop right before there, like just right before
that.
there.
Okay, dials
doors-
there. There's a lot of alarm sounds. Should I get
Okay.
in?
Did a
your
smoky
camera-
thing pop out of the side?
Your camera froze, Lexi.
Okay, so did a lever come out and open a door to your left?
Yes, I see the lever.
Okay, ignore that door. It is a dummy door. Go to the right.
Okay.
Your camera froze, Lexi.
Ignore that door. There should be a trap door beneath you. Jump into it.
Okay, I kick apart a rug and I jump down the Looney Tunes trapdoor. Okay, I'm just falling.
Did you close the door behind you?
No, it's like a kind of dot. I'm still I didn't think the ship was this big.
Your camera froze.
I'm still falling. I could have sworn that we nixed the infinite tunnel idea. Was I wrong about that?
We were supposed to, but it wasn't in the funding because, American government doesn't like NASA anymore now that we're not in World War One.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get funding since, the space race ended and we got to the moon. So we just had to keep it in.
Am I just here forever, or how do I get out?
No. Do you still have any mayonnaise on you?
It's Miracle Whip, but it's close enough, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Miracle
That's
Whip
good.
works just fine. Just throw it to about 90 degrees to your left, and you
Are
should.
your camera froze, Lexi?
Yeah, so if you just smear it all over your arms, it'll act as a barrier, and then you will eventually hit the bottom. But you'll be fine.
I'm now covered in Miracle Whip. Okay. That was actually softer than I expected.
It was the Miracle Whip.
It's the Miracle Whip.
Okay, and with that, we're going to finish the game with the Miracle Whip. The Miracle Whip performing miracles here, guys.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Awesome. Okay, so we'll take a little breather as we get into the next game. We'll compose ourselves. We'll get the Miracle Whip off of our arms. As we are going to be playing Improv Con. Okay, so Improv Con for
hell yeah.
whoever's... Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
We've got some special stuff prepped for Improv Con. Okay, so you guys are going to be in a scene where you are expert panelists on at a convention. Okay, me, your host, will also be there, and I will be introducing the panel, what the topic is, as well as the company and things that you are experts in. Player 1, Amelia, you will start after I ask this question. Say a couple of lines, and then that will move on to player 2, Offbeat, and then we'll move on to player 3, Lexi. And the point is that you guys say, "That's right," and continue on from there. You have to keep on yes-anding. Okay, so, and at any point, one of these guys can turn to me, the host, and say, "Do I have any more questions for them?" To which I will provide some more questions to keep all the things going. So, okay, so everybody, we are now at a con. Okay, stop it. Welcome to Improv Con. On today's panel, we have these group of experts talking about the wonders of virtual reality tabletop games. So, Amelia, what is the goal of this technology of yours?
Well, the goal of virtual reality tabletop games is the goal of tabletop in general. It's to bring everyone together to create experiences that not only mirror all of the individuals playing around a single table, but elevate them with the power of our imagination, fueled through proprietary VR technology.
And that's right as well. That's right, Amelia. One thing as well that we've brought to the table with our new proprietary software is something that we like to call smell tech. People may have imagined this from smell-o-vision of the past and other such four-dimensional experiences, but we really wanted to make sure that you had the full tabletop experience of sitting around a table with the four smelliest people you've ever met. Just to make sure that you were really immersed in that BO sensation mixed with some really stale potato chips that have been sitting on that table for at least 3 hours, untouched, unscathed. Really important in our journey to make the best tabletop VR experience.
That is correct, Michael. And another thing that we are doing, actually, the first 500 backers that we had for the Kickstarter actually got to get the improved double bundle where they can get one with a friend and our pain receptors. So when a fire-breathing dragon comes, you will feel like you were being charred to a crisp without actually getting burnt.
And that's so correct. And you know what all of this is about? It's about profits. It's about improvement. It's about constantly raising the bar. And what we found is that overall player satisfaction in these VR tabletop environments increases when not only they can feel the pain, feel the shame within these, but it creates a more realistic experience for everyone at the table.
Mm-hmm. And our real time, that's right. And on this real experience that you have, there is nothing more real than being hospitalized for 7 weeks after a fire-breathing dragon. It completely annihilates your flesh. But of course, our real-time pain receptors, it's only a fake pain, but it feels very real and could lead to further incapacitations and hardships down the line while playing the TTRPG. But that is just part of the real experience that we are selling you that you can have. There's nothing more exhilarating than putting your life on the line. Amelia, could I get that graph again?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me put the next slide in there.
You see, we're all about logistics.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, I lost it.
Logistics.
Right, and the logistics of seducing a dragon are actually included in this game. We know a lot of you guys have been asking for that. We did the ratios on lizard to actual size and how it would be expanded to a dragon. Guess what? You can seduce it. You might not do well, but I promise you it's part of the DLC content that will be coming later, like next month.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And I'd love to expand on what all of this DLC content means. Look, we're all working together here. I know what a lot of people worry about is, hey, is this DLC just a cash grab so you can make up for the fact that you're shipping an unfinished game that increases risk, both physical, emotional, and spiritual, to all of the players, while forcing them to shell out cash in order to have a functional product? And what we say is, we say no. We say that our content, each one of these, is the building block to build the future you want at your virtual reality table. Could we open up to the audience for a question? That person over there looks like they have one.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got some questions over here. This question is for Offbeat. So, Offbeat, according to the leaks, you guys are releasing a new type of games console along with this virtual reality set that you guys are doing. What will that look like for the consumer?
So a lot of the leaks have been saying, the leaks obviously being nothing more than corporate slander from our competitors, that our game console will be nothing more than repurchased PS4s put together in a tiny little box. But that is incorrect. They are repurchased Xbox 360s put together in a little box, which is a vastly different gaming experience. Additionally, I cannot stress this enough, while we may have this new gaming experience, the VR headset is the experience in and of itself. So if you were worried that we are coming for your pockets with this hardware accelerated race, I say no. I say no to a hardware race, but I'm all in on the software race, because that is where the real major gaming experiences are.
That is correct, Offbeat. And the software that we have, I didn't personally work on, but our team has worked very hard. We've made sure they worked very hard. Almost 20-hour days straight of working, making sure that we got this done. And this was legal. We had them sign paperwork to say this was legal, and it was fine. They knew this was going to happen. This is not part of the court case. This is going along with us, including this. And we are definitely not trying to cover it up with this at all. But yes, our software is legit.
And that's right. And not only is our software legit, but look, you've heard of artificial intelligence. You've heard of blockchain. We have built our software on an entirely new proprietary technology. The power of ideas held in your very hand. You see, what a lot of people don't get about computers is that they're made of electricity. And we realized that we could get rid of the bells and the whistles and the circuit boards and just make a giant room full of a ton of light bulbs, each caringly and lovingly caressed as they are screwed into their holes.
Beautiful.
That's so right. That's so right, Amelia. Thank you. Thank you. You know, computers really are made of imagination and lightning, which is exactly why, to bring it back to that original question, the leaks are not only incorrect. I also lied to you previously in this conference. It is not for Xbox 360 put into a box. It is nothing. What you purchase with our software, with our VR headset, is the headset and the headset only. The extra $300 that you give us is to let us know that you have faith in us as a company. Thank you.
That is absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna go to another question in the audience that we have, and this one is for Lexi. So, Lexi, this company of yours is breaking new ground in not just the gaming industry and the TTRPG industry, but also in space travel. How are you incorporating all of this into your company as a VR TTRPG headset company?
Yes, we are definitely also working with space as well. SpaceX, actually. Elon Musk was our biggest backer, and he is our number one face of the company. That's why it's going to do so well, because he did so good with Tesla and Twitter.com/X. He's done so well with the companies that he's done with the brains behind it, and we knew that he would do just as well helping us and getting us to space and making sure that every one of you could have this beautiful idea in your hands. And actually, the next 500 backers after the first ones got the idea bundle, which was an extra box that seemed empty but contained all the thoughts and knowledge of everyone who worked on this.
And that's so right. And the thing is, people think that space is the final frontier. But what does that even mean? Oh, no, we already did this one. What that means is friendship. That means expanding our own horizons. Let's think about the purpose of a virtual reality tabletop game. It's so we can go places with our minds that we can't go in the real world. But what if we could do both? What if you could wear your virtual reality device, which may or may not exist? It might be an empty box. It might be a bunch of light bulbs duct taped together. It might be 4 Xboxes duct taped together. And who among us really can truly say we know what virtual reality is? But you know what we do know about? Community. We know about building collaborative stories with one another. And with our proprietary subscription-based model, not including extra DLC, you too can buy a piece of community for yourself.
That's so right. That's so right. And this community that we're building, this community built off of going to space, Elon Musk's donor money, X, Twitter.com. It's all so important to us that you, as the community, as the backers, the ones who made this all possible, understand that you are valued in your space. And you are valued not just as the numbers in our stock margins, but also as the gamers that made this all happen. Because gamers really are the best community of people, isn't that so right? I can't imagine a more giving and loving and charitable community than the gamers that I know today. And I know that the smell-o-vision thing have really caused a bit of a stink on x.com/twitter.com. And some of you really said that... some of you said gamers aren't that stinky. And you know what? That's just the beauty of it. Who cares if we're stinky? Who cares if we don't wipe? I say let it crust. That is what's important for us here in our proprietary TTRPG subscription-based VR headset technology company. Merger with X in space.
Yeah, absolutely. What important words to go off of, honestly and truly. We've got one more question from the audience, and this one is in fact for Amelia. So there has apparently been some breaking news regarding your technology. Some of the players of your launch game have been trapped and are in a comatose state at the moment, unable to survive in the real world, and in fact has to kill the final boss of this game in order to escape from your launch game. Do you have any comments on this? This is breaking news.
Yeah, this is actually something that we expected to be asked about, which is why I have a slide prepared.
Go on.
Yeah. We're all just trying to fill in the last piece of the puzzle here. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to game? What does it mean to be part of a community? And I think we might posit, sure, getting together with a couple friends every now and then to roll some dice or play a video game might be one thing. You may or may not smell them to varying degrees. But what shows real commitment to the craft? Real commitment to the community? If not, foregoing your mortal form in an effort to upload your consciousness to a greater hive mind where you can truly be a part of something in the sense that your entire existence is reduced to code that exists on our proprietary servers and also apparently Starlink. And I think a really interesting thing, I know people are concerned about the health and the well-being of all of these individuals. Look, we've got them all uploaded to the mainframe. We've got them all uploaded to IVs. We've got Soylent 2.0. They're gonna be alive as long as they don't die in the game. And if they die in the game, to be honest, we don't quite know what happens to their immortal soul. And I don't think that's really on anyone's job to speculate. I think anyone who starts playing a VR game understands the risks associated with it. And it is our stance as a company that we want to empower people to make the decisions that they'll be proud of. And you can't get reward without a little risk.
I think it's also really important to know that those who choose to join the what I'm currently being told is our lifetime partner program, fully understand that that death is merely a physical thing. For our gamers don't die, they respawn. They get to go again, and maybe their physical forms will have been gone, but their technological forms are already uploaded to the blockchain. In fact, we've already used many of these technological souls, turned them into NFTs, which you can purchase as part of our highest backing on Kickstarter for $100,000. You too can purchase an NFT of our lifetime partners, our true gamers in this community. And frankly, they are being taken care of with 8 hours a day medical attention, constant Soylent right into the stomach to ensure that they are getting the necessary nutrition. So, yes, this may seem bad on the surface, but they opted for this. They chose this life. And we warned them of the risks of perpetual addiction to the game. But that's not necessarily the fault of anybody other than... I guess we made a pretty damn good game. I guess that we made a damn good game, we did. Right?
We made a phenomenal game, and we can't forget to mention that most of these people that we have meticulously hooked up to these machines and done everything for them, they were beta testers. They knew that this would possibly happen. This was definitely explained to them legally in paperwork that they totally read.
And also, at the end of the day, kids are always on their phone all the time anyways. I mean, isn't that much of a difference?
It's no different, truly.
Exactly, and that's so true. And it's also no different to our shareholders who are aware of our advertising program, who, don't you worry, despite if you choose to be an ad partner with us, those who are using our VR headset will, and at intervals similar to that of watching YouTube, Twitch, or any other such video streaming software, they will be given ads that fully take up the screen to make sure that they do not miss any of the potential product opportunities waiting for them once they leave the virtual world. So don't you worry, shareholders. Your money is safe with us.
Yeah, and I think that is an excellent panel, guys. Please give a round of applause to these experts in a truly groundbreaking field. Thank you all very, very much. And
Thank you.
Scene.
Thank you.
We are out of Improv Comedy.
Amazing.
That went nuts.
That went many directions.
So all over the place.
Yeah.
I think it went well.
Do you have any final graphs you'd like to end this?
I don't. So I didn't label any of these. So let's just see all the options. Okay, we had this guy. Yeah. We saw this one.
Banger.
Oh, okay. I realized because I was looking at my Discord screen, it's mirrored. So for me, the profits were going up, but for everyone else, it was going down.
We were like, yeah.
We were like, added to the delusion.
Yeah.
It was great.
Blueprints. That. Synergy. I'm pretty sure there's one somewhere that's Hope Indoors would have been a good one.
Yeah.
I think there's just a bunch of prairie dogs on one of these. Yeah, I kind of wish we'd gotten that one. That would have been great.
That one would have been
great. And then the
great.
light bulbs.
The light bulb was so good.
Finest stock images I can Google a half hour before we start. Royalty free, of course.
Royalty free. We are not in trouble for this, guys.
Yeah.
We are not in trouble.
We're not in trouble for anything.
Steal
Everyone
this.
signed papers.
People put it up there for free for me specifically for dumb bits.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the equivalent of prop comedy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
This is our props game.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So I am going to roll the cheese dice. The cheese dice.
The cheese dice.
The cheese. All right. Cool. So. Okay. So we are gonna play. What's in the inbox?
What's in the inbox?
What's in the inbox? Okay, so I am going to send two of our players here a spinning miniature GIF. And I'm going to send one of these players a message that says they are the imposter. You guys will have about 5-ish minutes to be asked questions from the other players to determine whether or not you have a miniature or not. And feel free to play along in the chat as well, because you guys don't know either. Who knows? And these questions, I'll just let these guys ask whatever kind of questions they want. So, if you will give me 2 seconds, I will be sending people.
I'll give you several seconds.
Okay.
What's everyone's favorite beverage?
Favorite beverage?
In general?
I was like, we're just sitting here in silence. Might as well.
Now I just sit in silence. Sorry.
I'm a big fan of tea. I'm a big tea guy.
Yeah?
I have one type of tea that I drink. It's black tea. It's like the British white person tea, but it slaps. It goes hard every time. You put some milk, you put some sugar in there. That is my lifeblood. Lexi understands that if she makes me a cup in the morning, it's like a charm. It's like a magical charm. I am not legally allowed to ever leave anyone to make me tea in the morning.
Legally, on paper, documented.
On paper.
Honestly, Eddie of Cranberry's stepkids I love, so.
Awesome. I just also want to remind the chat that we do have a segment at the end of this game called Scenes from the Chat. If you have any suggestions for any prompts that you would like these guys to act out, type it in the chat. Add suggestion at the start of it, and we can filter those through. So, this is going to keep on going. Okay, so I'll let you guys study. Everything has been sent. I'll let you guys study what you have.
I'm ready to go with my guy. This is the
good.
download.
All right,
It's not going to disappear, so.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to go in reverse order. So, Lexi. you will start us off. So, guys, feel free to bombard Lexi with questions about their miniature or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is your miniature a friend or a foe?
I feel like it would depend. Given very like possible imposter vibes. So it's like I'd be a little more sus than not sus. Just like
Do they go on hiking trips with their dad, or do they stay at home?
They would definitely stay at home.
Why?
Yeah.
Just not about nature, not about Earth, not about any of that.
With the outfit they're wearing, do you think... Oh, wait, first, what are your miniature's pronouns, vibe-wise?
Any and all.
Okay. With whatever they're wearing, do you think she could sneak into a fancy ball without getting caught?
No, not at all. That is a like no neon light, obvious.
What could they do?
I mean, wearing that outfit, kind of limited. Like, it's very clear you're up to some shenanigans, and probably in the middle of work. So, like, most people probably won't bother this guy because they think he's working.
What class do you think they are?
It looks like there's possibly a piece of armor on his shoulder, so I would guess... And a helmet. Easiest guess is always fighter. Most things in life are fighters. Like, check any anime, most things are fighters. It's the safe guess, but I'll say fighter.
This is a very vague thing. Like a lot of broad strokes.
A fighter, but they wouldn't go on a hike.
Yeah.
There's different kinds of fighters. I think a druid would go on a hike more than a fighter would.
Maybe. Well, are they wearing sensible shoes?
What kind of footwear are they wearing?
Yeah.
It's definitely a type of boot, but it's a very specific to the job and the rest of their outfit. It's like a full suit, head to toe.
Like a suit?
Like a
No. Nah, like I said, like an imposter. So they got like the space getup.
Wait,
Oh,
is this
I
an
thought you were
Among Us?
talking about
This isn't
mine.
Among Us.
He looks
This
like he
isn't
could be an Among Us.
This isn't Among Us. So this
Wait.
person looks like they're a space cadet.
Yeah.
So if I went for a space hike, they'd enjoy it. I just had to put space in front of that?
Yeah, this should be on the moon or something.
Walking, that's a hike!
That's not a hike. You need the trees and stuff.
So wait, you're telling us that you're not the imposter because the little gif you got of the spitty guy is itself an imposter?
Yes.
You got an Among Us. You got an
Yeah.
Among Us Bobby.
What color?
Orange.
Do you like the color orange?
No.
Hmm.
No offense, Fish. I love you. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Do they have like a jetpack or something cool on their? What's on their back?
Nothing.
What's their favorite task?
Probably comms. Doing a little salute, so probably a little authoritarian. Something
Which one's
like
comms?
That's the one where they like you were like
Who enjoys comms?
Exactly.
I don't know. I
enjoys
still
this
don't
one?
know. Can you make more sound effect noises offbeat?
Yeah.
If that helps.
So there's like you get like the little bar, it's like and then you turn it and it goes like
Yeah, got nothing.
Okay.
Alright, we'll get one more
Okay,
questions from the both of you, and then we'll determine.
Why shouldn't I vote you as the imposter?
Because I was doing my tasks.
Are you going to vote this guy out as the imposter?
Probably. He tries too hard. He looks like he tries
Okay.
too hard. I'm like,
Alright, and with that, we will move on to the next person. So we're going to go with Amelia. So, Amelia, you are now have the spotlight on you,
Yeah.
and whatever mini or not that you have. So, Lexi, why don't you start?
here
with
I
some
come.
questions?
Sorry. All right. Would this fella open the door for someone they're going on a date with?
I have to think so.
Okay.
Are they dapperly dressed?
No.
How are they dressed like a scrungly little villain?
It's like neutral. They're not dressed like a villain.
Okay.
Neutral dress. Okay.
Yeah, like a little like vest pants situation. It's not nice, it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say they're a little guy? What are their pronouns? Let's start there. What do you think they'd be?
I'm gonna they them this fella.
Valid.
Moderate size.
Looking from the top down, what direction are they spinning?
Clockwise.
Love that.
Clockwise, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the direction they spin?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Offbeat's a little shit. Anyways.
Who's sussy now?
Who's tell me about this fella that you have that's turning in a clockwise direction. Is it a clock? Do they tell time?
I don't think this person knows how to read a clock.
Oh. What is the approximate job that this person could, like, they walk in and they get it the same day?
It's gotta be stabbing stuff.
Bounties and bounties.
Bounties galore. How many swords do they have?
They don't have any swords. They have 6 javelins, I think.
Long stick.
Yeah.
If they were only gonna have one meal for the rest of their lives, what do you think they'd eat?
I would assume fish.
Okay,
Like,
not bad.
Like the person fish, or like...
No! We love fish in this house, please.
Stabbing stuff with javelins.
Mm-hmm.
Are they large?
Taylor Swift era.
Taylor Swift era.
I'm stealing your old question. What Taylor Swift era?
Oh, 1989?
Okay.
Or Taylor Swift.
Classic. Okay.
Classic. Respectable.
Me not knowing any of the eras.
Mhm.
Every answer would have been fine with me.
Mhm. How far do you think they can throw a javelin?
The way that they are right now, not very.
Are they like on all fours?
They're like kind of saddled down with javelins, I would say.
Okay.
Have they been stabbed by the javelin?
No!
Are they a
There's
porcupine?
just like 2 on the back, and then 2 on the hips, and then 2 in the hands.
That's a lot of javelins.
That's like a lot of javelins.
It's a lot of javelins.
That's a lot of javelins.
That's a lot of javelins.
This is giving Achilles vibes.
This is giving guy who's way over prepared for a sport vibes.
The Olympics.
He's going to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get one more question from the both of you.
Are you sure he's spinning clockwise?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
clockwise. Hold on. Let me. Because clockwise. Oh wait, am I reversed for you? Would it even matter?
Yeah.
Because counterclockwise would be if he was doing this, and then clockwise if he's doing.
Like this. Is that mirrored for you? Is that mirrored for
Yeah. Okay, wait. When the little guy turns and he's looking towards you, does his face move from the left side of the screen to the right?
He's looking to the right, and now it's looking to the left. Wait, that doesn't help, does it? Like, I'm kind of like he's doing this.
We have learnt from this segment that
Doing
you can't tell
this.
what
Whatever
direction
this
clockwise and anti-clockwise is.
That's the direction mine's moving in. Looks fine to
Is
me.
this right?
It looks like the direction mine's moving, so it looks
Okay.
fine to me.
Okay.
With that confusion, we will move on with no definitive answer to that question at this point. Okay, so next up is Offbeat. So I will give you guys the floor.
What
Ask
direction
away.
Is your guy spinning in?
Counterclockwise.
Great. Are you sure?
Are you
Yes.
sure?
Because his face goes from left to right.
Like, when though?
If I was to look at him as he appears on my
Yeah.
screen,
He's
his
looking
face,
left and then now looking right and then
And
looking
then-
left and then
when he faces me, he goes left to right, and then when he turns away from me, he's going right to left.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so we were
Um,
just confusing clockwise, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay.
What are they wearing? Vibe-wise. You don't have to go into details if you don't want.
Vibe-wise, they're kind of scantily clad. They're not really wearing much.
Like in a sexy way or in a like rags way?
Kind of in a decrepit way. Kind of in the way that kind of a little disheveled, a little bit like this guy they could do with a new pair of jeans, you know?
Do they seem like upset by it? Like what's the how are they standing?
They seem a little shambly.
Are they like a zombie? Oh, sorry, Lex, you can go. I keep asking questions.
Oh no. I was gonna say, what class is he?
I'd say the class is like,
And subclass.
I mean, the obvious answer is always fighter because two swords and armor.
Can't
That's-
afford
look
pants, but
disheveled.
affords swords. That's weird.
Hmm. Selling
I-
swords could buy many pants.
Yeah.
I didn't say they were good looking swords.
I
Are
don't know. Even bad looking swords.
Are they good or bad looking swords?
They're cool looking, but they're pretty banged up. They look old. They look
Okay.
older than the lack of pants he has.
I'm just saying, you can
Great.
get a little something to get a nicer rag or something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is
He's also wearing a gourd
On his back?
expand
on his head.
like a pumpkin?
Yeah, like a pumpkin.
Like it's like a jack-o'-lantern guy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like as his head or wearing it?
I can't tell. I don't think it is. I honestly really can't tell. Really
What does
can't
the
tell with
rest
this
of
one.
the body look like? Is it like flesh or is it just a skeleton with a jack-o'-lantern head?
Permission to use an incredibly accurate soundbite from the soundboard.
Go ahead.
Green.
What?
Green. The rest of him's green.
Can't stand you.
So it's
Is-
like a Halloween zombie, is that correct?
That would probably be a very good way to describe this
So he's
fella.
dressing up for the holidays. Okay.
Yeah. It has
Not
two
non.
swords.
I wouldn't
Name
say
is
dressing. I wouldn't say dressing.
What is his star sign?
Ooh, that's a real good question for this guy. I'm getting mad Aries vibes. You know how like Aries is like the most vanilla star sign that you could ever have. Like
Mhm.
if someone says they're an Aries, it's kind of like, okay, you're an NPC. Like it's like, oh, you go onto their star chart, and you're like, oh, what do? They're forthright and trustworthy, and they're good at their jobs. It's like, okay, where's the fun stuff?
Must be meeting some weird Aries, man.
Scorpios are like like sexy and seductive, and then Capricorns are workaholics, and then like Libras are like oh, we're like balanced and neutral, but they're not.
Seems
the
like you're
end.
going around the point a little bit. Like, are you distracting yourself? Or
Yeah.
distracting
Point
us?
is he's an Aries.
Mm.
Okay.
A lot of
NPC
words just
vibe.
for one sentence.
I do that a lot.
Mm.
Amogus, Bobby.
All right.
What? He looks like
Okay.
a bogus.
We'll get one more question from the both of you before we finish up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Would you vote him off?
Would I vote him off if he was an imposter?
Yeah. Do you think you'd trust him doing tasks?
I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him with shit. I wouldn't just vote him off. I'd kill him personally. I wouldn't even trust him to hold on to his swords very good.
Hmm. What do you think this guy's deal is?
His deal is, I think
Yeah.
he gets off hanging out in dank crypts and spooking people.
Okay. And with some danky crypts, we will finish off from asking questions. So we're going to turn to the chat for just super quick second, guys. Who do you think is the imposter? Who do you think is lying about having a miniature right now? Feel free to go at it. I think you are all very convincing, even if some of us don't know what direction clockwise and anti-clockwise is.
I'm being attacked. I only know my left from right in Spanish, and I can't do it in English, okay?
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay. So we I think what we're gonna do is we're going to reveal ourselves. So on the count of 3, we are going to reveal who the imposter is. So whoever it is, if they could just raise their hand, say it's them, whatever. Okay, so 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I do know what counterclockwise and clockwise are.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, Amelia knows this shit. They're feigning stupidity.
I was describing an actual Hero Forge mini, but I was just describing one that I had made.
Lots of javelins.
I wanted to see how many javelins you can put on a mini, and you can get up to 6 very easily.
Among us.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got a little space guy.
Wait, let me get. I had like a jack-o'-lantern, like knight dude. He looked a little decrepit and silly. But this was him. See, gourd head.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's a plant man. He's made of plants. That's why he can't hold things. And see, he's like barely wearing pants. He's got like a loincloth.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say he looks disheveled. That just looks on brand.
Yeah, he also looked pretty shoveled to me.
That is.
I was thinking a zombie with a pumpkin on his head. That was a full-on pumpkin man.
Hey, look, that's like the same.
Yeah.
That's like the same.
I was thinking like the over the garden wall type beat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
it's time to be real. What?
Be real.
Okay. We also have a hydration check and a posture check coming up. So, get some water. Fix yourself. Alright. Cool. Awesome. So, again, at the start, if you have any suggestions for the end segment, put them in. Basically, we're doing classic Whose Line Is It Anyway scenes from a hat. So, like, just little segments. It could be something like bad things to say to the doctor, or like worst times to get a phone call, stuff like that. Just feel free to put them in the chat. But we are down to our final 3 games before we get into scenes from a chat. So I am going to roll the dice. Okay, and we are playing the return of DM Roulette. Whoa! But it's not actually DM roulette. Don't worry. Don't kill us.
Don't kill us.
But what we're going to do is, you guys are all going to get a suggestion for a story title. Player 1, Amelia, will start telling a story based on that title. At any point, you can name another character, another player. Sorry, I'm still in D&D brain. You can name another player and say that they can say this part better, or they can tell this part better, or they can continue this. And you guys just have to keep the story going. You can be as slow as you want, you can take your time, or you can just mess around and go as fast as you want. I don't mind. And you can name any player in any order. So, we are going to go with your story title for this little story is Not So Little Red Riding Hood. So, take a few seconds if you need it, and when you're ready, please be our storyteller.
Once upon a time, in a forest that was dark and foreboding, a young girl made the daily trip after school out to her grandmother's house. She was young, but not little per se. For our protagonist, who we will call Red Riding Hood, towered above the trees, 80 feet tall. But Offbeat can tell this story better.
Them big old steppers she walked with. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Earthquakes underfoot. Every single stride covering ground after ground. At one point, she comes across an evil werewolf, a tiny little werewolf, and she listens close, and she hears, and she boots it 3 kilometers to the north. At least it would if it didn't hit the tree. And it split in half. But Lexi can tell this story better.
Oh, if it could have hit any other tree, it would have been so much better. But of course, it had to hit our little Ent, who was just trying to live their life and having a good day and experiencing life. That he got split in half, and then now all of his family members were there mourning and crying, and not so little Red Riding Hood looked upon this scene in fear, realizing that she killed not one but 2 of the creatures of the forest, and only one of them was actually trying to hurt her. In her dismay, she started crying and running in all directions, not going on the pre-aforementioned path that she had carved for herself. And she started causing all kinds of havoc among the forest. But Amelia can tell that part better.
For the tears of the giants are not the same as tears of mortals, and with each droplet that came from her eyes, magic sprung forth. Little did she know the tears she had cried for the slain tree soaked into its roots and bark and sewn it together with more renewed life. As she went and her footsteps echoed throughout the forest, each step filled with a puddle of tears, spawning mushrooms and fungus and flowers, the likes of which this world had never seen. She was now carving her own path to somewhere far, far west of where her initial journey took her. But I think Offbeat can tell that part better.
The journey west would be long and hard. But not so long and hard for the little wolf who got punted several 100 meters away. For the little wolf actually survived. Feeling the pain of splitting a tree in half with its own body. The magical tears that soaked into the root soaked into the wolf as well. And as it flew soaring through the air, it looked below and saw Not So Little Riding Hood tantruming their way west. The wolf, understanding revenge and thirsting for it, began their descent and sought out a way to get back at Not So Little Red Riding Hood in the west. A devious scheme to ruin her life. But Lexi can tell that story better.
As our wolf was descending from the sky, he started to grow. Slowly at first, until an explosion of fur and muscle, till he was almost as big as Not So Little Red Riding Hood. And she turns in her despair and sadness and sees that the wolf has come back with a vengeance. She immediately braces herself and pulls from her basket an axe that she has wielded, meant to kill her grandmother, because she is actually evil. And but Amelia can tell that better.
It's just kaiju battles. It's just kaiju battles.
It's a kaiju battle.
She takes her axe and swings for the beast. As soon as she hits... Offbeat can tell this part better.
Blood sprays, painting the sky in crimson. Tidal waves of tears and gore fill the air. The woodland creatures, it is no longer just a bad day of a few dead, but this battle rages so fierce and long that the forest finds itself in need of much repair. They would have preferred a forest fire or some other cataclysm, but no, today is the day that Not So Little Red Riding Hood and Not So Little Big Bad Wolf decided to wage war on one another. The forest fell, creatures died. It was a great calamity until... stepping from the heavens, Not So Little Grandmother makes her way down. But Lexi can tell this story better.
Our Not So Little Red Riding Hood would daily make her trek to grandmother's house, not to visit her, but to try and summon her. In the house, you've seen many candles and herbs and sigils everywhere in an attempt to summon her from the skies, and today, the blood soaking the entirety of the forest was enough to suddenly bring her down. And coming down like a biblically correct angel comes grandmother. But Amelia can tell the rest.
As thunder shakes the sky, lightning illuminating this scene of darkness, you see the swings and the growls and the bites and flashes as the light comes through the clouds. And the grandmother looks at Not So Little Red Riding Hood and says, "You should put your hood up. You'll catch your death." As she lowers herself from the skies, both Not So Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf pause from their giant freaking kaiju battle. And
it's okay.
Yeah, freaking kaiju battle, and look upon this scene from the grandmother, one hand of plate holding freshly baked chocolate chip cookies, the other knitting needles as long as telephone poles and as sharp as swords, with the strings of light and gold and some unfinished tapestry. As she lowers down, touching the ground, the earth shakes, the trees grow toward her as if she is the sun. And Offbeat can tell this next part better.
Mm-hmm. Nana says in a soothing voice, "I need a new sweater." She takes a scoop of the werewolf's fur and turns it into a fine thread. The werewolf, stunned in silence and pain, writhes in the ground before Nana boots him in the skull, finishing him off, and knits a werewolf sweater in not but 3 seconds flat, the knitting needles steaming with sizzling heat. Nana then turns to Not So Little Red Riding Hood and says, My, what a mess you've got in. better clean this up for you. And she takes the newly made rag and with one gigantic wipe cleans up the forest with a big sweep. The golden thread soaking up the blood and the gore, writing trees in its path. And Nana stuffs a single cookie in Little Red Riding Hood's mouth. There. You'll get me one day, you nasty old bitty. But Lexi can tell this story better.
Not so Little Red Riding Hood, knowing that she was defeated and could not defeat grandmother this time, started to mule over her plans to do this again in another millennia, as the cycle continues, as a new wolf born in the woods, ready to start this again. But Amelia could tell that part better.
And not so Little Red Riding Hood scanned the forest, every edge, north, south, east, and west, to find a way to summon her grandmother, bind her, and end this once and for all, until she realized maybe summoning her grandmother wasn't the right solution. She found a legend, and then a pouch of magic beans, which, when sowed in the ground and watered with her tears, a magnificent beanstalk struck upward into the heavens. But Offbeat can tell this part better.
And so, Little Red Riding Hood went in search of the beans. These beans of a wonder, of truth, of growth, of whatever the hell these beans are. She traveled far, she traveled wide, she traveled with her great big steppers until she found the bean merchant, a regular-sized person, a man with a big tall hat, with a snide voice, and he pulled out, "So you want to buy my beans?" But Lexi can tell that story better.
The bead man was a swindler. He had many types of beans of all different shapes, sizes, colors, and flavors, but you would never get the correct one. He played on innocent people of the village, telling them of tall tales and delicious meals it could make, and all kinds of different things, just trying to get money. And once he knew he dried this town up, he'd go to the next. But unbeknownst to him, some true magic beans were snuck into his pouch by an unknown being that lives in the forest. But Amelia could tell that part.
And so, when Not So Little Red Riding Hood came to him, imploring him for a solution to her problem, he gladly sold her half a pouch. 3 of the beans caused a nearby forest, about a mile radius. Sorry, we're doing metric system. About a 3-kilometer radius to turn pink and fluffy. Another bean cursed the land, and anything grown in that spot would rot and rot whatever it touched. And the last bean, as she placed it into the ground, entirely lost for hope, began to churn the earth, folding in and in on itself, sucking the trees through their roots inward as it pulled all of the nutrients from as far as the eye can see. And as much as it was growing, it was constructing a mound up unto itself of dirt, of trees, detritus, and a beanstalk that went up and up and up until it was lost into the clouds. But Offbeat can tell that part better.
And Offbeat can wrap this story up.
Unfortunately, the beanstalk was wicked thin. It was not very thick at all, unsuitable for climbing. It was excessively long, excessively droopy, and as it went up and up and up, it also went down and down and down and up and up and up and down and down and down and winding and sideways and leftways and rightways until there was but a giant spaghetti ball soup of beanstalk everywhere. Seeing the mighty fine mess that she had made, Not So Little Red Riding Hood realized the true moral of this story, that trying to fight your grandma is a mistake, but one should never visit their grandma either, for grandmas are not to be seen. That is all. Thank you.
That's the end of our story.
That's the moral of the story. Grandmas are not meant to be seen.
Don't visit your
Grandma's
grandma's, kids.
Listen, if your
Don't
grandma
see
wants
your
to
grandma.
talk to you, she'll come.
She'll
Right.
call you.
She'll call you with knitting needles and a cookie.
And a cookie in hand.
All
Beware
right,
the bean dude.
what a wonderful story. Yeah, Bean Man. I want to hear more about the Bean Man.
Yeah, what's his deal?
What's
He's
his
a
deal?
shady little guy.
What's his
He's-
star sign?
The Bean Man? Gemini. That's a fucking Gemini.
Oh,
He
That's
was
a-
a Gemini.
It's a two-faced fucking Gemini.
Bit.
Alright. Okay, so we are getting down to our last two games before we do a little scenes from a chat. So I am going to roll once again with the cheese dice. Dice. Alright. And we are going to be playing Truth Seekers. Yes. Okay, so what I am going to be doing is you guys have sent me different responses, both a true statement and a false statement. I am going to be messaging you guys about whether or not you will be telling the true statement or the false statement. And then it'll be up to the other two people to determine if you're telling the truth or a lie. You'll have about 5-ish minutes each to tell your story and get asked questions. You could all be telling the truth. You could all be telling a lie. No one knows. But if you would like to give me 2 minutes while I send you all what stories you are going to be telling.
So earlier when we were having a little moment, so V could handle all that, I never shared what my favorite beverage is.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I am. I'm a big. If it's like a specific drink, I love a cherry limeade. Love a cherry limeade. I also love iced tea.
Valid
But cold
choices.
drinks are really hard for me to drink, so it is actually kind of a constant struggle with getting the iced tea cool, but not too cold.
You don't want ice cold. You want chilled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I'm a fan. I can deal with it.
Yeah.
I could deal with it.
So my favorite beverage is at least 3 separate beverages at any time. I have 2 different kinds of water here right now.
It's mandatory to keep your LGBT card. You have to have multiple drinks at all times.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, so the statements have been sent. You guys know what you have. Prepare your lies or truths. Who knows? But we will start off with Offbeat. So, present.
All
your
right.
statement.
We're gonna go back to a time in
Bullshit.
last year,
I don't believe it.
Bullshit.
June of last year. I was a newly single man at the time. I had not yet met Lexi. And during this time, I had decided that the best course of action was to get into as many relations with individuals as I could via online dating apps and other such ways. Now, many of these exploits I have told, many of them I haven't. Some details I leave out, and here's one such detail that I did. One time, I had met somebody and went on a date with them on Tinder. I took them to a cafe that's like literally right around the street. It's called Cafe Landwehr. It's pretty great. I was like, it's a great first meeting spot. I'll just grab a coffee. If I hate them, I'll leave after the coffee. If they're nice, we'll see what happens. So we get there, and in the messages leading up to this, they told me that they loved Magic the Gathering. Now, I also like Magic the Gathering. I'm a big fan of it. I've got my decks at the ready. Here are my commanders. Look at that. And I was excited because I was like, hey, this is somebody who's also into nerd shit. Maybe we'll get along. I go there. I ask them the following question. What's your favorite format? And they go, oh, you know, all of them. Which is an absurd statement to make about Magic the Gathering because there's about 30 different formats To have a deck for every format would cost well into the tens of thousands of dollars. So this immediately makes me go, this is weird. I then asked them, well, what's your favorite commander? And then they go, oh, what's that? This is like asking a Pokemon fan, what's Pikachu? What's a D20? What's that? What's a Wizard of the Coast? I immediately figured out they had lied to get my pee-pee. And I was not about that. So I got my coffee and I left. And I went home and I played Magic the Gathering. And that's the end of that story.
Okay, feel free to ask questions on this story now.
Yeah, no, I got questions.
Were they 5'2"?
They were 5'3".
Oh.
Okay. My question is, who brought up Magic the Gathering in the conversation?
It was in my Tinder bio, and they brought it up in order to impress me, as they sent the first message.
What was that message, if you don't mind sharing? Or, like, you don't have to have it verbatim.
The first message was basically, oh, I love Magic the Gathering.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you call them out on it while you were on the date?
No, I let them believe that they had fooled me, and I just went home. I didn't want to ruin what they thought was a good time. I did go like, I'm sorry, I really have to go though, and then I dipped. You know.
Do you feel that in doing that you've let down the Magic community by allowing this poser to possibly infiltrate their ranks?
Just for Keen?
I think I've done the Magic the Gathering a service, as there's a chance there is someone out there getting laid in the Magic the Gathering community.
Yeah. Like, you got anything?
I'm still laughing about that last one.
Yeah, no, that's valid. This was in June of last year?
What coffee did you order?
Black coffee.
Oh yeah, you're weird.
Weird. But like regular offbeat weird, not lying weird.
Yeah, not lying.
Have you told this story to anyone before?
No, I've not told this specific story. I've told similar ones though.
Why did you not share this one?
Because there's another story that has a very similar thing. I got lied to a lot about interests in order to get with me for peen. So this was like, this is but one of the many times this happened.
Can I ask, what were the topics of the similar stories that people
Dungeons and Dragons was one.
Okay, that's
Dungeons
what I
and
figured.
Dragons was another one that I was lied to.
And you
about.
just didn't want to over-index on those as far
yeah, I was
as
like,
offbeat lore?
The punchline of the story is the exact same. I went home and did the thing. Like, or like, I went home and did other relevant nerdy activities. Video games was the other, what was a common one. I didn't tell that story. That person, I ended up just going like their thing was very harmless. It's just about like, oh, I play that game. And then they're like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't play that game. I just wanted to impress you. And I was like, cool. They were honest with it at the end of it. So I was like, chill, whatever. But Magic the Gathering one, this one I haven't told, because it's very specific.
Lex, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How many of these kinds of stories does Offbeat tell you?
He's told me most of them.
But not this one?
This one wasn't ringing the most bells. That's why I was like, hiding things from me. What did she order?
She ordered like a pastry. She ordered like this weird pastry thing. It was like, it would have like cream on it. It had cherries. I'm remembering what it looked like, not what it was, or what it's called.
Where did you go for coffee?
Cafe Landwehr.
You've never taken me there.
Hey, that's because my family took you there.
It has a lot of bad memories for Offbeat. They were really looking forward to talking about magic with someone who gets it.
Someone who's like with it, you know?
Yeah.
Someone who's just like on top of it.
All right, we'll get one last question from the both of you.
Did you talk to this person ever again after that?
No, I did not. I never
Did they
conversed
reach
with them
out?
again. They did. They said that was great, and then I did leave them on red.
Cool.
Wow.
Damn.
Damn. I can't even think of another question. I'm so disappointed.
All right. Okay. So we'll have a little bit of discussion time. Lexi, Amelia, what is your verdicts on
I
this?
think it's a lie.
Yeah.
I called it a lie like 5 seconds into it, and I like
Sticking
to
with
stick
it?
with my yeah.
What's your reasoning?
That's like 80% of my reasoning, to be honest. It's just vibes.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing is I know how often Offbeat plays Magic the Gathering. You're telling me at no point did you think this was a funny anecdote? It's been like a year and a half. And the fact that you didn't tell anyone until now, it makes me... Also, I've heard a lot of random stories, so now I'm just wondering what else you're holding out on.
Right?
So I'm gonna say no. I don't buy that you think it's too similar to a D&D story, because I think if that were the case, you wouldn't have told it here. I think that's weird. But like 80% of it is just because the vibes were off like the first 5 seconds of your thing, and I said liar, and I'm sticking by it.
A girl
Okay.
pretending to like Magic the Gathering for peen? Bullshit.
All right.
Bullshit.
Lexi, you're also saying liar?
I'm gonna guess lie just because I trust Amelia, and also I haven't heard this story.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're both locked in for liars. Offbeat. Can you reveal if this story
You
was
was
true?
right. It was a lie.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
However, the
Ain't no
Dungeons
way.
and However, the only thing that's not a lie about this story is the game that was played. I
think
did do this with Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
think
This
I knew
exact
that or
scenario
something
happened.
like that. Like, because I knew
Yeah.
you told a lot
Yeah.
of stories, and I was like, "There's no," but I would have remembered if there was a magic one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything about this was the same as an actual true story that happened, where someone lied about Dungeons and Dragons to get peened. But no, it did not happen with Magic the Gathering. Don't get your hopes up out there. Magic the Gathering.
And I am sorry about that, Offbeat, by the way, for like staying up like that. Okay. All right. Cool. Next up, our truth or liar is going to be Lexi. Lexi, please tell your story.
All right, so we're going way back, way back, to when I lived in a little town called Redacted, because I'm not telling you guys where I lived. And I was very tiny. I was hanging out with my brother and my sister. We were very young, and we had bunk beds in my brother's room. Don't know why. I was like, my brother was like, you know, the one boy, so why does he get the bunk beds and then I get a regular bed? This is bullshit. So I would always be in his room whenever we played. So all three of us were playing. I think my sister was building like a fort underneath, you know, like the rungs or whatever you can like tuck blankets into and then make like a fort. So my sister was doing something like that. And I was trying to do some kind of bendy flip maneuver on the top of the bunk bed. My leg slipped and I landed face first on the floor. Busted my nose, was bleeding profusely. I'm crying, screaming. My dad and my mom come in, freaking out. They go and they pat me down. I'm fine. I'm like, okay, cool. Not 2 minutes after, I attempt the same maneuver, slip, and fall face first again. And I'm bleeding profusely. And my dad comes in just laughing. He is laughing hysterically at his daughter doing the same mistake in like 5 minutes. And I'm crying. My mom's freaking out. My dad's just laughing. And then my mom fixes me up. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm not going to do that trick. And I do not do it for a third time. But yeah, Lexi don't learn her lessons is the moral of the story.
Okay. Awesome questions, guys.
Okay. Like, what was the damage done? Like, was it like, did it take a long time to heal, or?
Here's the thing. Nothing like broke.
Yeah.
I always say that my nose is crooked because of it, but nothing actually broke. It was just a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And this is the story of how you hurt your nose?
This is the one I say is probably what hurt my nose, but my nose is probably just naturally crooked.
Doing jumpies on a bunk bed.
And fallen face first twice.
I feel like I've heard this story before, so I believe it.
The thing is, and I don't mean this in a negative way, Lex, but the first time, yeah, I was like, I'm not sure, but the fact that you went up to try and do it again and the same outcome happened is what makes me think, well, maybe this happened. Okay, and you said your siblings were there?
Yeah.
What did they... Okay, 2 questions that are related. What did they do after you did that the first time? And then what did they do while you started doing it the second time?
They weren't paying attention the second time. The first time, they just saw me fall, and then they were like, oh my god. And the second time, I'm pretty sure they were giggling. I just mainly remember my dad laughing. Like, that was the big core memory part, was my dad was just in hysterics.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if they were like giggling or anything, but they definitely weren't paying attention to me doing it again, because my sister would have been like, don't do that.
This feels too real. I don't even know what to... I can't question shit. This is lock solid.
God, yeah, because what am I gonna be like? What color were the sheets?
Primary colors.
Wait, what do you mean? Like all of them?
Yeah, like it was like those child primary color, multi-pattern,
color block kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like sheets. Okay.
Yeah.
Did your bunk bed have one of those little rail things on it?
They all should. Top ones always have a rail so you don't fall off.
Oh, we had bunk bed. You could remove that for shenanigans, which was a fun thing.
No, mines could not be removed. That's what I was hanging off of when I was like trying to like hook my legs on them, and they just didn't hook, so they just.
God. See, the problem is if the story is a lie, I think the lie is in how like the thing happened. Like I fully believe you had bunk beds. Like if you don't, I'm gonna be shocked.
It was blue metal. The ladder was on the left side.
The only thing that it could be a lie is gonna be like, oh, I didn't jump off the top bunk. I jumped off the bottom.
Or they didn't do it twice, which would be freaking hilarious.
But they didn't. No, they did it twice. They did it twice.
Whatever. My dad wasn't laughing.
Such a minute detail to make the entire thing a lie.
Yeah. I do hate it though when people are like, actually, I did that in a blue shirt, not a red shirt, so it doesn't count.
It's like, oh, you're so smart. Oh, I too cannot participate.
It was actually D&D, not Magic the Gathering.
Hey, that's different. That's different.
It actually does change a lot of the context of the story. In my heart of hearts, I believe
that's how we knew it was a lie.
Yeah.
Something here did that up. I don't think I have any more questions. I just ask you about your childhood, I guess.
I mean, you're allowed.
What did your mom do in that scenario? Not like for a living.
No, both times she was just freaking out about her kid bleeding.
Yeah,
she was like, "Oh my god!" Grabbed all
very believable mom behavior. It's a very believable story.
The second time she was like a little more exasperated, but she was still worried, of course, because I was bleeding. So
the first time you did it, you hit your nose, you started bleeding, you got patched up, and then you immediately did it again.
Not even like 2 minutes after, like right when it was done bleeding, and my parents gave me the okay. I was like, "All right, time number 2."
Why did you decide not to do it a third time?
I think the second time was enough of a bonk to the head to put my brain back in place for me to realize that's not a smart idea.
I believe this. I just believe this.
Okay.
I believe this.
So I guess we're just gonna go on to the voting. So Amelia, do you believe this and why?
I do. It's just so believable is the thing. The way you presented this story, the actions of the character, it's all very well done, very concise. If this isn't true, I would love to know what your truth actually would have been. If this is the convoluted lie. Like again, I think if it's a lie, it's the manner in which you injured yourself. Because I think it could be, especially like, if you had a bunk bed growing up, like you would be able to draw from that memory so easily that it wouldn't matter if you hurt yourself another way. But I think that's too funny. I'm going to go with true. Locked in.
Mhm.
Lock it in. All right, Offbeat. What do you think and why?
I'm locking in true because I feel like Lexi has told me this story before. I feel like I've heard this tale before, and I feel like the results were the same. If the details within it are different, I cannot tell. But I feel like I've heard the tale of Lexi hurting her nose before by doing the same thing twice, and that to me resonates. It may have not been bunk beds. It may have been. What if it was wait a minute? What if it was a trampoline?
I do have a nose trampoline story.
Was it a trampoline?
Wait a minute.
Hold up, write it back.
I've already locked in my answer.
Let him cook.
There's a flag on the
Actually,
play.
I think it's false because I don't think it was bunk beds. I think it was a trampoline. I don't think it was bunk beds. False.
Are you locking that in?
I'm locking in false.
I already locked in my answer, but I love this for you.
Yeah, this plot twist that has occurred. Okay, so Lexi,
You're so mad if I'm wrong.
Can you reveal to us what your statement was?
This is, in its absolute entirety, 1000% true.
Damn it.
The nose story, I'll clarify. I tried doing a front flip and kneed myself in the nose.
On a trampoline. That's what it is.
On a trampoline.
What I'm gathering is that there's really any way, like it could just be natural, or there could be a series of things for why your nose is playing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of possibilities. Like I've got
a beautiful nose, so either way, it worked out very well for you.
Insert scenario here, and I broke my nose. That's just it.
Funny thing is, I've never broken a single bone, but I've definitely been in so many scenarios where something should have cracked.
100%. Okay, all right, cool. So we're going to move on to the last little storyteller, Amelia. Amelia, please tell your story and tell us if it's, if it is true, make us believe it. If it isn't, make us believe it even more.
Okay, so, yeah. So you're just gonna have to bear with me here. So one year I got my hands on the Oscar screeners, the copies of the movies that they send out to the Academy to judge the Oscars. I'm not a part of the Academy. I'll clear that right now. But yeah, that was December. And so that meant that I was just kind of watching these movies on my own time, which meant that Christmas Eve, I was alone in the living room at my parents' house in the middle of the night, watching Uncut Gems for the first time with absolutely no context of what the story was about. And it was the most stressful movie watching experience of my life. And then I'm pretty sure I followed it up with Saving Private Ryan because I hadn't gotten around to it at any point. So that was just how I spent my Christmas Eve, whatever year that movie came out.
Very unsettling.
Yeah. Okay, feel free to ask some questions.
Were you wearing themed pajamas?
Probably not.
Damn, no Christmas jammies.
No Christmas.
So the movies you watched, what were they again?
Uncut Gems, followed by Saving Private Ryan.
And something stinks in this story.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Ask questions about it.
So you got the Oscar screeners beforehand.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and the movies that you decided to watch were Uncut Gems and Saving Private Ryan?
To clarify, Saving Private Ryan wasn't on the screeners. I decided to watch Uncut Gems, and then I was like, I'm going to follow this up with watching Saving Private Ryan. Like, just through some other streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
What's a scene from the first movie that sticks with you, that you remember clearly?
Oh my god. It all sticks with me. It's all seared in my brain. The scene, every single time. It's just honestly the energy. I don't want to spoil Uncut Gems for anyone who hasn't seen it. But there's so many opportunities where Adam Sandler's character is like home free and then doubles down on it. But honestly, when I see that movie, I just see the scene at the end where they're all in, I think it's like a jewelry store or a pawn shop or something, and then it goes bad.
Ooh.
And then also the uncut gems themselves, those are pretty cool. I don't remember a lot of the plot of the movie. I mean, I know what happens. It's just stressful.
I have not seen this movie.
Don't remember much of Saving Private Ryan, but I think they should have probably just left him. A lot of people died to bring him back.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm gonna guess it's true.
Alright, we're gonna
I'm locking in false. Something about this ain't sitting right with me. I will take the burden of being the
Something
vocal
is rotten
dissenter.
in the state of Denmark.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we locking in? Final lock-ins.
False.
True. False. Alright, Amelia, could you please reveal to us?
Yeah, no, that's true. I, for some reason, decided to watch Uncut Gems followed by Saving Private Ryan on my own on Christmas Eve.
A wild.
A day before Uncut Gems released in theaters.
That is
amazing.
Absolutely crazy. Alright, cool.
Wow.
So, we have got not long left before we get into our next segment. So, we are going to jump straight into scenes from the chat.
Hey.
Whoa! Alright, so we've got a couple of good ones here. Okay. Let me just read through. Okay. So. Things astrology girlies say.
Oh, that's why you're a Scorpio.
It's just, look, you're not toxic. Mercury is just in retrograde.
You don't understand, officer. I couldn't see how fast I couldn't see how fast I was going because I am a Gemini and I care about emotions, not reality.
Look, my Cancer friend just went through a breakup and she's gonna cry for a minimum of 3 weeks, so I can't come into work.
Are you a Sagittarius? Capricorn? Gemini? Libra? Scorpio? Aries? Taurus?
Yeah, I'm an Aries.
Leo? Oh, Leo. Great. I could tell.
I can tell. Is your dad a Gemini? Ugh.
The IRS? Is that some kind of new thing? I'm sorry. I don't need to pay my taxes. I'm an Aries.
Okay. Alright. Next one. Alright. We're gonna go with weird times to realize there's an insect on your body.
I do. Ah!
Oh, babe, you're so...
Sorry, I just thought of something dumb. But the joke, I had a joke, but then I realized the way to communicate that is, oh, I'm really excited to be in my MRI machine where I have to sit immediately still. I sure hope there's not a bee in here. But like that's not a thing that
There's
people
a
say.
bee!
Here's a bee.
We are gathered here today in remembrance of Jimmy. Fuck is that?
Target acquired. There's a spider on my leg.
Look,
Okay.
I promise we're totally safe. I know this place like the back of my hand. There's nothing that... damn.
Okay. Alright. Weird times to fix your makeup.
We are gathered here today to
Okay.
Yeah, so just a sec. Anyways, he was such a great person, and we will all miss him for as long as we live.
Yeah. Okay, so you're fired without severance. I don't care about your family. That's not my problem. Okay, bye.
I thought you were gonna land the plane.
Okay, so when you say fired without severance...
Alright, cool. Alright. Things you can say to your waiter, but not your partner.
Can you take this back?
Make me a sandwich.
It's not my problem it came out cold, okay?
I'm divorcing you.
The waiter?
I'm done. Can you get the check?
I would really like it if this was creamier.
Alright.
Okay, I feel like we're not getting anywhere. Can I speak to your manager?
Take it up with God.
Alright. Okay, so next one. This time we're going to be using the buzzer sounds. Just for the specific ones. Okay. So things are conversations in where you have to censor a word. More than just one word. Come on, say a sentence.
Hi, I totally represent all the views of Rolling for Charity and stole that one.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
My client was definitely not involved in. They were only involved in.
Okay, here's what the government really doesn't want you to know about the moon landing. It all started.
Okay. Alright. Let's go. Alright. Bad times to break out in song.
And you've got to get a colonoscopy.
It's cancer.
Sorry, my mouse was over it. Yeah, Doc, I just really think there's a lump. I think there's a lump above my testicles.
Okay. Alright. Okay. We will go with one more before this gets too out of hand. Okay. Strange pickup lines.
You like Magic the Gathering?
Hey, girl, are you a test? Because I get nervous around you and I'm sweating.
Greetings, traveler. Come with me into the unknown.
That's a great pickup line. What are you talking about?
Alright.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, one more.
Yeah. Hey, girl, I'm a beaver. Damn.
And with that, we are going to finish up with Rule of Cool. Oh my god. Thank you guys all so much for coming and doing this improv comedy show. I had a blast. We're gonna go around and we're gonna exit off. We will start with Lexi. Lexi, if you want to shout anything out, if you want to promote yourself, go for it. You have the floor.
Hello, I am Smallbird Lex. You can find me as Smallbird Lex and Smallbird Art. I got QR codes. It's super cool. But you can check me out on Wednesdays in Phoenix, Milwaukee to play a sus wizard. You can check me out on Sir Pfeffer's channel on Saturdays to play the best barbarian ever. She's super cool. I'd love her to pieces. I would kill for her and die for her. I do art stuff. I do TTRPG things. I stream. You hire me for art. I will draw you all the art. I have no shame. You want Sonic? I got you. You want your characters? I got you. You want Sonic and your characters doing stuff? I got you. Like,
yeah, playing chess.
Yeah,
they're just playing chess.
Yeah, I don't know
or
why.
Magic the Gathering.
Definitely, I was thinking Magic more than chess, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, cool. Offbeat.
Mm-hmm. What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok under those exact same names. If you want to see skits about D&D, I got you. Skits about other stuff, I got you. You want to learn how to DM for level 20, I got you. There's also a whole stream with that. It's got Amelia in it as well. That's me, Amelia.
Hi, Amelia Som. You can find me most places at Amelia Som or by going to links.ameliasom.com. And I mentioned it earlier in this stream, but organizations like Doctors Without Borders do such amazing work all over the globe, and they can only do that work if it is safe for all of the people who volunteer and are paid for this organizations to do so. So if you haven't, or even if you have, I urge you to continue talking to your representatives, asking for a ceasefire in Palestine, talking to your representatives and your communities about what's going on in Sudan and Congo and elsewhere in the world. It is so massively important.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you for that. And I have been your host, Mr. V. Thank you all for tuning in for Rule of Cool. Next up, we have a little spooky segment with Vampire the Masquerade. So stick around for that. I'm sure it'll be a bloodbath. But thank you all very much. We're going to go now. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.